Okay, all you Downeaster owners, if your boat's like mine, built in 1976, it's probably a good time to start looking at your chain plate bolts at very least, if not the chain plates themselves. Being stainless steel, if they're 40 something years old, I think it's time to replace them. I'll show you why. So if your chain plate bolts look a bit like this, it's a good sign that there's a bit of water getting in and around them, and they're probably getting pretty old and pretty fatigued. I had a leak up here, which is now plugged with butyl and nothing else. There is no bolt there because, like the way I caught my water. Anyway, we're moving on from that. This is the bolt, and as you can see, tiny bit fatigued. So the trick is get into these and replace them. The measurement on this is well, 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch long, so 1/2 inch diameter, 1.5 inch long, and about a 1 inch head, pan head. And I am getting a bit of a different thing. I want to have a socket head here so that I can put an Allen key on it, have someone outside, and then torque it up on the inside. And so I need 46 because I got the Ketch, so I need 46 of them. So I bought a box of 50, 78 Aussie dollars, and they are 304 stainless. They are 12 mil by 50 mil long, so I want them to be longer than that because I want to be able to get a complete nylock nut and a washer on them. Okay, so yeah, if you've got a Downeaster and you haven't looked at your chain plate bolts, now's probably a good time to think about it. Oh, this is not going to come out easy. I might end up having to grind the head of the bolt off on the outside. This is going to suck. Sometimes when a nut is frozen onto a thread, if you tighten it just half a turn or a bit, it's enough to crack it. So I'll try tightening it first and then releasing it. There you go, got a bit of movement. Now I'll see. Oh, it's not going to like this. Spray a bit more of this. This is going to take a lot longer than I'd hoped. Tighten it back up again. The reason it's sort of the bolt's moving is because it's a square. The underside of that bolt head is square and it fits into a square on the boat. So that's why it's got a bit of slack. I know what it's going to do. It's going to end up stuffing that square bit in the boat on the other side. Oh, you little bastard, come on. Just got to be careful I don't dirty up this thread, so I'll try and clean it off and then keep working it, but I think I'll get this one. Right, only 44 more of those to do. Said wherever you see silicon, you can pretty well guarantee there's a leak. The old school, that's all they had back in the days, and they used this cheap, crappy, clear silicon that does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just good if you've got a boat and you see clear silicon on it, good chance it's going to leak, so you might want to clear it out and put something decent in there. There's a lot of better products around these days. Alright, now I'll whack these on inside, put that vice grips on, then come back out here and nip it up with the Allen key, and then I'll probably have to get someone on the outside with a real good quality Allen key that does not move, that's strong, and then I'll torque them up in here, I think. But I'm not going to worry about any of the butyl on the inside. I think it's just going to complicate things, and I really don't see a need for it. That stuff on the outside should do it all at this point anyway. We'll see. If it doesn't, then I suppose it'll be up to me to work out why and maybe do some more. All right, now just to nip that up. So the other good thing is the length looks like it's going to be spot on. I'm happy with that. Now I'll just take the goop off the outside of this one, and then we've got two brand new bolts out of the 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there'll be a 5th one up the top. So it sort of goes to show you can put plenty on and then just peel it back off and reuse it on the next job. A little bit of tidying up around there and it'll look like those ones. And I've got all of this to keep going with. So it's organised chaos here, but I am making progress. I've removed some of these boards, as you can see. Everything's still covered in mould because it's rained for 3 or 4 months straight here in New South Wales. And haven't been able to get enough air into the boat to prevent the mould. But anyway, I've always disliked this style. I understand it sort of looks classy, but how do you get in behind and clean that properly anyway? When I redo the interior, my intention is to fill this void here, this gap between the two ribs, with an insulation of some sort, and then run a lining board across the front all the way. And that will be it, something that's really easy to clean and functional. I'm thinking this one shouldn't be too hard because there's not a lot of thread being captured by the bolt. Oh, and there you go, that's going to come out nicely. Come on, happy days. Oh, whoops, wish they were all that easy. This one I've cleaned up as best I can. I might just try and tighten it a tad first just to break the seal and then back it off. That works really well normally. Yep. Okay, we've got a bit of movement there. I might just clean that thread a bit more. Lucky in some ways, it's got quite a coarse thread, so there is a bit of room for play. I might not go too crazy with this one because I'll get the other bolt in first before I go losing all my structural integrity out of this. But yeah, we're getting there. Come on, little thing. should do. I think the silicone was just holding it a bit, but I should be able to pull it out from the other side. I'll give that a try. So we've got a bolt with a fair bit of the butyl mastic around it. Same on the inside of here. We will put a whole heap of this, so that there is just so much around here, and it will all push into the hole, and what doesn't will squeeze out, and I'll use on the next one. Just shape that a bit better, and we'll whack it in. Then on the inside we've got another washer, and then a spring washer, and then a nylock nut. Thought I'd use the spring washer just to make sure it keeps constant pressure on there. I mean, you might get a bit of flexibility or expansion and contraction, so that may help. And I'll just nip it up a bit every now and then over the next few days with the butyl, so that it squeezes the last of it out. Cool, so that looks all right, eh? As I said, I'm doing it on the outside with this Allen key, and I get pretty good leverage with it, but I might try and get a bigger one, and I mean same size but longer, something that gives me better purchase. Come back with someone else on the inside, and I can hold it on the outside, and they can just torque it up that little bit more on the inside. So I think I've found why the leak is getting in. This bolt here is so loose. I don't know if I'm going to get any footage of it, but there's a bolt up the top there, and I just wiggled it with my spanner. So I've got a funny feeling it might be like that other one, be broken, or otherwise it's just that loose. I think it's going to be a lot easier to get out. So I don't know if you can see that, but basically there's something that looks like that stuck up there. So I can't really pull it out. Yes, it was busted. The head of it looked like it was really just sort of painted in. Anyway, it's missing now. It went straight into the water. I got it. I just managed to get these needle nose vice grips in to hold the bolt, and then I was able to unscrew the nut, and it fell off. I don't know where it's gone, somewhere down here. And then once it came off, that just gave me that last little bit of space to pull this out. So I've got it out. As for getting the new one on, that's going to be fun, but we've got the hard part done, I think. So I don't know if anyone else does this, but sometimes I use butyl just to hold stuff together. So that will go like that. Hopefully that will stick on like that. And then I can pop that up over that nut or that bolt, and pull this off, and hopefully all the other bits will stay on there. I should put the oh no, I won't put the nut in there yet. I'll do the nut afterwards. Oh well, fingers crossed. I hope it works. So yes, that worked. Now this is the last bit. I've got to get this on. So once again, bit of butyl around the edge. Hopefully I'll just be able to wedge it in there, and then that'll hold it, and then get a couple of turns on it, and then I can get at it from outside, put the vice grips on it from inside, and hopefully it'll work. It's pretty tight quarters up there, so I'm not sure. The reason I'm not going to use the whole ring is because I won't be able to get it off, because I'll run out of space. I'll be sort of like, I'll be doing these ones. But if I use it this way, I can just get it in and then rip it out. Anyway, fingers crossed that'll work. So that's wedged in there pretty well. And I'm just sacrificing that goop. It'll stay on the outside. And hopefully that'll get it on. Well guys, it's been a top day today. Got 5 of those bolts in, so 1 complete chain plate done. and really happy. I noticed as I look around though, the other ones are going to be even a bit trickier because there's a lot of stuff in the way, but we will get there. So really happy with that. Having a bit of lunch, and I might even crack a little can of Resh's and call it a win. Yeah, little ripper. Well, here's to the next. What have I done? 5 bolts. I think I've got about 39 more to go. Good stuff.